Welcome to SMTV Live. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Brandi Powers.
You know, Facebook has been hinting at this for a little while now, and I think they are going to go the way of Google and offer a third-party advertising network.
Advertising, yes, they are. And I'm not surprised.
No, it's not surprising. I mean, this is really the next level in generating revenue for Facebook is to be able to see those ads somewhere else.
Yes, and Lord knows they need revenue.
That's true. Well, we just reported earlier this week that the stock finally got back up to $25 per share, which is still well below the 38 that it opened with initially.
Yeah. Do we know when it's going to start the external advertising site?
There was an article here on Bloomberg Business Week, and I think there may be a rough date in here somewhere, but it's not clear when exactly it's going to roll out.
Yeah, but I'm totally not surprised about that.
No, not at all. I think this is going to happen eventually. So definitely will be interesting to follow this and see how it impacts businesses and social media managers wanting to take advantage of this for their clients.
Yes, and what the overall community's feeling is about having it happen.
Absolutely. You know. Did you happen to buy a Powerball ticket?
I did not. I didn't.
I didn't either, and I don't know if it's because it's just gotten so much more publicity now. I mean, 5,000 players have Instagrammed their Powerball ticket, and the jackpot I think is over
$500 million, right?
Now, yeah. And so this is, with this many people actually talking about the jackpot, that's the most social media play the lottery has ever gotten.
Ever, yeah. And I think as social continues to evolve and becomes the norm, we're going to keep seeing records set for everything from lottery to political elections and, I mean, everything. But that's crazy.
It's just natural that this has become as big as it has because that's the way social media is trending. With everything big, like you mentioned, social media is going to follow suit.
Yeah. It is.
The last story I wanted to bring up was this this Twitter account that was created specifically to correct grammar.
Oh, right.
What's the
You're in America.
You're in America bot. Well, first of all, it's called You're in America bot. The funny thing is, it's actually not a bot.
No.
I mean, they're listening for that particular phrase, You're in America, with the you're misspelled as Y-O-U-R. But it's really not a bot. You can see by some of these replies, this is someone actually replying, spelling optional, it's your. Tell your teach it's yours. So these are really crafted replies to this. This is very funny.
I love it. So we've got a grammar vigilante going as You're in America bot.
Right.
That's so fun.
The idea, the ironic part about this account, the reason it was started is because these tweets are often semi-racist tweets that say something like, you're in America now, speak English.
Speak English,
That's the idea, to reply to misspellings of your, saying you should speak English.
Right, so you're correcting someone who's not a native tongue to English, but spelling it
correcting
wrong.
Correcting them incorrectly. But just funny. I definitely recommend checking out twitter.com/your, Y-O-U-R, in America, and checking out some of these very funny replies. We're here to help you out with your social media campaigns or answer any questions that you may have about Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, your blogs, Pinterest, whatever you're working on. Let us know.
You can email us your questions to questions@splashmediau.com, or you can tweet us by using hashtag SMTVQuestions.
Let's take a couple of questions from our viewers.
Let's do it.
Avery has a question for us. Avery wants to know, do you have any tips for putting a contact form on my blog?
Yeah. You should definitely have a contact form, especially if you're selling anything, or if you want to give more information later. But the best practice for a contact form on a blog would just keep it short and sweet. Have only 2 fields that are required, namely the first name and the last if you prefer, and an email address. You could have other fields that could be optional, such as phone number or a blank box where people could leave a comment or more about their inquiry, but definitely make sure you have first name and email for the required fields on your blog.
Yeah, that's great. The only thing I would add to that is also make sure that it's really easy to get to.
Oh, good point.
You can put it in several places on your blog. I pulled up a sample blog here. So not only does it have a link to it up in the navigation bar at the top, there's also a big call to action button, contact us for more info. That also goes to the contact form. Plus, WordPress makes it so easy to insert the form with a click.
Yes.
at the bottom of each post. So I can scroll down to the bottom of this individual post, and there's my form. And someone can read the post and then leave their name, email, company, and just like you said, actually, in your description of the perfect form, the phone number here is optional.
Right, and it's something else to note is you want to make sure that your form is not bigger than your blog. If you've got a short and sweet blog post,
That's true.
You don't want to have a super big form that's bigger than your blog. So make sure that you keep that in mind as well. And if it's getting too redundant, like if you have a bunch of short blogs that you're posting, you might not necessarily want a form at the end of every blog. You might want to alternate and have it at every other blog as well. So.
That's what I love about this WordPress option. You can just choose to, just like an image, you can choose to insert it or choose not to if it's a very short post or something that doesn't really need that kind of a heavy sales thing at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So Justin wrote to us and asked, is there any way to capture my customers' emails via Facebook and Twitter?
Not really, Justin, especially not on Twitter because email is not really a part of the profile. On Facebook, there are some third-party apps that get close, but I wouldn't bother messing with them. It's verging on black hat there, and by that I mean it's not really a best practice. It's sort of a behind-the-scenes thing that you don't want to risk violating any of Facebook's policies.
Absolutely, very, very good.
The best thing you could do really is do what we just talked about for the blog. Set up a form. It's so easy now to use an app. To put a little app on your Facebook page that has a form, especially if you're running a contest like a giveaway.
Or a like contest.
Or a like contest. Just have people put in their name and email address and collect it that way.
And if you want to use Twitter to gain leads, funnel them to the blog. That's your best practice as
That's
well.
a great idea.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for joining us this Wednesday for our live broadcast of SMTV. Thank you for sending in your social media questions because we love seeing what you, our viewers, have going on.
We do.
For Splash Media, I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Brandi Powers. Thanks for being with us today.